Hi, my name is Shaye. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel is somewhere where I usually yap, but this week we're doing something very different. I came back from my recent travel to Europe, and after I got over jet lag, I was like, you know what? Let me truly take a stab at this editing thing. Let me open CapCut again, which is the app that I had mentioned before was because it's free, I'm not paying for it. you know, let me see what I can do here. And shockingly, over the course of the past couple days, I have been able to piece together something that I don't think official vloggers will call this a vlog, but it is my visual storytelling of a trip that I took a few months ago. It was my first time in Tulum. A solo travel to Tulum. I spent 48 hours. I did a lot and I recorded a lot. It was quite a fun experience, and the people of Tulum were so kind to me. Every tour guide I came across, everyone who was in a position to help me went over and beyond. And I don't know if it's because, again, I was solo traveling or it's just generally the vibe there because that was my first time, but I just felt like a VIP everywhere I went. Lines were skipped, doors were open, people went out of their way to help me. So this is my tribute and thank you to really the people of Tulum for the exceptional time that they allowed me to have while I was there. I hope you enjoy it. I will try to break things up in chapters and try to be clear, but also be patient. This is the first time I have edited anything. So, let's just call this the test run and let's just give it a good old you tried rating. All right, that was it. I hope you enjoy it. So, welcome to my crib. Of course, I'm kidding. This is not my crib, but manifesting and all. But this is where I stayed during my time in Tulum. The property is called Altar Tulum, and I will put a caption up here so I make sure it's spelled correctly. You can find it on IG. It was relatively easy to book. The gentleman who's the host was exceptional. It literally was like a concierge service. Not only is the property immaculate, and I'll let you watch the tour shortly, they can literally book anything you want. So, for example, I said this trip was piggybacking off another trip. So before this trip, I was in Cancun for an event for a friend, and I needed to get to Tulum late at night. This property helped me manage a private driver. And if you've ever gone between Cancun and Tulum, it's about a 2 hour drive. It initially was supposed to be a pickup around, I believe, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., but we kind of, things happen in Cancun. If you've ever been to Cancun, things happen in Cancun. So my departure got delayed and delayed up until point I think I didn't leave till 6 a.m. the next morning. Not only were they flexible with no problems, all I had to do was text them. The driver came, extremely pleasant, very nice, clean car, smooth drive. Everything was just handled really well. And that's just one of several things that the property helped me organize. And other things to call out is the rate. They on Instagram describe their property as 4 boutique apartments with private pools. You will see as you watch, this is not an apartment. By my definition, by US standards, this is a luxury house. So I wasn't aware of that when I booked it. When I booked it, I was going off of description and the rate. The rates were insanely cheap. It might be the time of year I went. I went in mid to late November, I believe. So right before the holiday season was about to peak. But also, I just think it's just, it's Mexico. Things are a bit cheaper. And I may have just lucked out with the deal as well. Sometimes that happens. But the rates were incredibly cheap because it ended up being a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, multi-level property with the pool at a rooftop terrace. I did not know. So let me shut up and let you watch. But this is where I stayed and I absolutely enjoyed it and I completely miss it. And I wish I could truly tell you this is my crib, but no, this is not my crib. This is Altar Tulum. All right. after touring the place when I first got there. So I booked a massage, which was exceptional. Her name was Myra. Again, I booked it through the property, so I don't have personal details, but it was exceptional. I also booked yoga with Valen, either Valen, I might be saying their names wrong. And what I really liked about her, not only was she meticulous about postures, and as you can see in that pose, my hips were tight. I only was able to work through that. She was really good at like shifting energy in the space. And the next thing I did was head outside to see what my surrounding neighborhoods look like, which I highly suggest if you're a solo traveler, go outside and take a look and explore. In this case, because by the time I done all that, it was almost sunset. There wasn't a lot going on, and the neighborhood I was in isn't really like a city, it's Tulum. But as you can see, there were some nice buildings and fixtures to look at. I found a cafe to get a snack, so those things were interesting. Next day, that's really what we came for. The next day, we headed to the Mayan Ruins. The second day was a day of exploration for me. I reserved an 8-hour excursion and using the property's resources, but the company's name I have placed up here. I signed up for a one-on-one excursion. So this gentleman right here, who I really regret that I don't remember his name, he was phenomenal. He was my driver and also my tour guide through the ruins, and he also was the person who took me to all the other spots for my other activities, which were ziplining and going through the cenotes. He was phenomenal. From here on out, any pictures you see, any videos you see of me, some of them even include like pretty cool angles and shots. He did it. So can't thank him enough. One of several people, like I said, in Tulum who just made my experience phenomenal. So we started at the ruins, and throughout the ruins, you will see I will have moments where I'll let you hear him explain in detail certain aspects that I didn't know. Tulum was city with the stone wall. For example, one of the things about the Mayan ruins that intrigued me were the fences or the walls built around. I had this assumption that it was built to keep external invaders from coming in, but the walls weren't that high, so it was kind of confusing to me. Like, you could easily scale it if you're trying to protect yourself from outside. And he explains in one of these clips that actually it was more a division of class that occurred within the Mayan community. So certain upper class people who lived somewhat closer to the sea line were essentially trying to keep out people who weren't as well off with this wall. That's why it wasn't that tall a wall. It wasn't that high a barrier to climb. It was really to segregate and kind of keep people in their space. I didn't know that. And several other things.
High class live inside, low class live out.
You are kidding. So this is the high class side?
That is the high class part.
And then you're saying this part over here is the low class?
See, or next to the wall.
Next to the wall.
They don't attack back.
The birds, they attack?
I don't like the red eyes they got.
They have red eyes?
See?
God forbid.
In case you look
What kind of bird is
closer.
that?
Well,
I'm not
this
trying to
one,
look too
this
close.
one is different to that one's.
Yeah,
That one
that
they
one
got
is brown.
the orange eyes.
Yeah.
See,
So you're talking
see
about the little ones. Yeah.
that looks like in the scary movie. You watch that movie with this Resident Evil.
Yeah.
At the time when they got the zombies attack,
Yeah.
they got some place with the
Okay, yeah,
birds
I'm not gonna
attacking.
support you. Okay,
No,
that's
no
great.
worries.
That's great. That's
They
great.
don't attack you, but that's his like.
What is the name of that kind of bird with the red eye?
That one is peaches. like peach, like a fruit.
There's no way that bird's name is
No,
Peaches.
it's no. It's with P, no with B.
Beaches.
No, it's peaches.
I thought you said the bird's name's
Like
Peaches.
Hule.
Ain't no way the bird with the red eye is named Peaches.
And this part, you look one face. The name
Ooh,
of
I
that is
see.
Hunapu or Ishbalanque. See, Hunapu or Isapna. That's one where you look over here. They got the closed eye like he is sleeping. In the other side, they got the open eyes. That one represents the duality, like supraworld and underworld, up and down.
And down.
This one they represent night and day, life and die. See, and the second God in this place. See,
This is the one with the eye open.
that is the eyes open in this part. They use it at the time when they move the palm in this form. They attach that with the cord.
Oh, they tie it.
See, and they put it on that in the roof.
Oh, okay.
And it's the same thing we they use to make the
To sweep.
brush. See,
Oh, my country has something similar, but it's not
See?
palm.
it's with this palm. The name of that is wano. We call it wano.
Yeah.
Actually.
No, we have something called a broom.
See, because
Yeah, and it's made with, Lord, I should know this. Like something stronger than a palm, more like a wood, like almost. No, they look like gnats. And you said those are bees,
that's his bees.
and they have no stinger.
See, they got the
Oh my
deep
God,
hole
look at their
into the
faces.
tree.
Look at them. They're coming
See,
out.
they got some very sweet honey.
Yeah. Ah, they do?
See.
It was time to go on to zip line as well as going through the cenotes. Now in this next location, while I had the same driver, I did get a new tour guide, and just similar to my Mayan Ruin experience, he was thorough, this tour guide.
So they told him cenote is the sinkhole, the hole with water.
Oh,
So since they couldn't pronounce it, the closest thing to it was cenote.
cenote.
Cenote, cenote.
Okay.
The trees that are strong enough to eat through the rock.
Yeah. Oh, they come through the rock? Oh, so that's what these are.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Negativo.
Okay. Tulum owes me nothing. I had an amazing time. I thank everyone I came across who helped enhance my experience there. Certainly looking forward to going back soon. And I hope this helps encourage you to check it out as well.